Hi, I'm Katie Malionic. I'm a dog trainer from Massachusetts, and today I'm going to be talking about ways to encourage and discourage wanted and unwanted behaviors from your dog. So let's get into it. In regards to seeing more wanted behaviors and less unwanted behaviors, dog trainers will base their methods on the 4 quadrants of dog training. The 4 quadrants of dog training were conceived by B.F. Skinner, an American behaviorist and psychologist, among other things. The 4 quadrants are positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Just like it sounds, reinforcement is what we use to encourage wanted behavior, and punishment is what we use to discourage unwanted behavior. When we're talking about something positive, think of it as a plus sign or an addition, something that we are going to add to the dog's environment to result in an outcome that we prefer. And when we talk about something negative, it means taking something away or subtracting it from their environment. If that makes sense. So I usually think of positive punishment and negative reinforcement as kind of going hand in hand. So that's what we're going to focus on first. Positive punishment is when you add something unpleasant to your dog to discourage unwanted behavior. So like yanking on a choke chain or prong collar or using a shock collar. Remember, it does not have to cause pain in order for it to be unpleasant. It doesn't have to be painful in order to stress your dog out and create more anxiety for your dog. And negative reinforcement would be taking away something that is unpleasant to the dog in order to reinforce wanted behavior. So it would kind of be like taking away the positive punishment. They get relief from the positive punishment as a reinforcer to act appropriately. Positive punishment and negative reinforcement are very commonly used with aversive methods, which are not recommended for any type of training, even with dogs with behavioral issues. People who use positive reinforcement sometimes stick solely to using positive reinforcement, and sometimes they also use negative punishment. Positive reinforcement is simply adding something pleasant to your dog in order to reinforce wanted behavior. Negative punishment is when you take away something pleasant in order to discourage unwanted behavior. So say a dog gets a treat for doing something that you want them to do, and now they stop doing that wanted behavior, so you take away the treat. That would be negative punishment. There's a debate in the dog training community on which quadrants to utilize when training a dog and modifying animal behavior. Some people will say that since there's 4 quadrants, we should use a little bit of each. Most of those trainers would either be aversive trainers or balanced trainers, which are basically positive reinforcement trainers who rely on aversive methods in some cases. However, every legitimate scientific study, specifically regarding dog training methods, has shown that the only valid method to train a dog, even with behavioral issues, is with positive reinforcement. This is backed by animal behaviorists, animal behavior groups, welfare groups, veterinary groups. All of these people, the majority of them, if not all, have some sort of PhD. Positive reinforcement seems to result in significantly less stress in your dog while training and while they're not training. This can make it much easier to train your dog because a stressed dog is more likely to go over threshold, whereas a calm dog is more likely to listen to you and pay attention. In other words, I would base my decision off which quadrants I use on animal behaviorists, scientists, and veterinarians who have concluded that positive reinforcement is just as good as any other training method, but better for the welfare of our pets. If you learned something from this video and you enjoyed it, stick around because every Saturday I'm going to be posting a brand new video on animal welfare and behavior based on what I've learned as a dog trainer and hopefully a future animal behaviorist.